YouTube. Now I know. First off, check out the hair. Check out the hair ski. But now I know I've been gone for a minute, and excuse my voice. It sounds a little mucusy because I think I'm coming down with a little cold or some shit. Don't fucking know. You know the weather's starting to change. Um. Now I know I've been gone for a minute, and I'm sorry for how dark it is. Our class, my fault. Class. I know I've been gone for a minute. I just want to give a little update and share some things with y'all about what I've been having on my mind recently. So this isn't going to be like a where I've been video because to be honest, I felt like that where I've been video was kind of like very disingenuous. I've thought, and not disingenuous in the things I said, but maybe the like kind of half-assed promises I made, if that makes sense. Um and my bad, I don't have my mic in or mic with me. I'm currently at work right now, but I'm waiting for my shift to start, right? Um, but first off, I do want to apologize for the where I've been video because I think in that video I did say some things like me coming back and me being consistent and everything like that. And while yes, I didn't promise them because I try not to promise you guys things, but me speaking about my consistency and acknowledging it, um can give off that impression, right? Um, and truthfully, my intention was to just take accountability for being inactive on the channel. Um, so like I said, I'm just gonna talk to y'all, explain to y'all some things, and uh, that's really this video. So if y'all don't know, which by now y'all probably do, but I have announced me working on my manga. Now, I still haven't wrote anything for the story. But I have been practicing, and I mean practicing a lot drawing. Now I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm the best at art right now or at all. Like I'm going to be real with y'all. I still can't draw a fucking body. I just recently started drawing a perfect like square, and that shit took me about damn near almost 3 weeks, or a perfect cube, and that shit almost took me about 3 weeks to fucking do. So I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to y'all and say like I'm the fastest. I am a fast learner, but I feel like when it came down to anything creative, it's always been more of like I take my time with it because like if this makes sense, like I've always been kind of like forced to be a fast learner, but like I've always wanted to take my time with shit, right? So I am taking my time with it. I'm not drawing every day, but I am drawing consistently enough to where like I'm not forgetting the things that I learned from videos and stuff like that. So while I'm not drawing consistently, like I said, I am drawing a good bit at a time. Now to be honest, I do need to probably slow down on drawing a little bit and get some of the story written because I've always been a better writer than I have artist. I've never been really good at art in any form or fashion. But I've always been pretty decent. I'm not gonna say good or extravagant or something like that, but I've been pretty decent with writing. Um, but also, class, this gonna be a little real moment here, and I'm not gonna try to get too serious because I don't want to take away from the general vibe of my channel, of the class. But y'all, I just haven't been feeling as, I'm not gonna say motivated because motivated doesn't stay, but I just haven't been feeling as determined. When it came down to my videos, right? It has nothing to do with uh second guessing myself or thinking or doubting like what if this is even going to blow up or take off or whatever like that. Like no, it has nothing to do with that. I've been long, like I said, and let's step out of class, out of character, right, for a minute. I've had multiple YouTube channels, okay? I in every one of my YouTube channels I've given up on, or just I didn't want to make that type of content anymore, right? And but I've already I'm sorry, y'all. I've already had the doubts and worries about what if stuff doesn't blow up, what if it doesn't take off, and things like that. So, and I've had to realize like that's a bad mindset to have, especially when you're trying to grow a channel. When you start worrying about the numbers early on, when there essentially is no numbers to worry about, there's nothing to worry about for me to be like, hey, like, what if this doesn't blow up? And then even if there are numbers to worry about, it's still like, do what makes you happy. Now, on to doing what makes me happy. Adding on to that, the content, the type of content I've been making. The type of content I've been making, I've been liking. The only issue I think I have with the type of content I'm making is I'm stuck between if I want it to be really structured or if I want it to be more fan like. Because on one end, I do want to bring very, very detailed criticisms. Because like I said, this channel also is to show that anime or manga is a genuine form of literature. It's an actual piece of art. I feel like many people have tried to do this before, especially a lot of people in the anime manga or the AniTube space or the anime manga space on Twitter or anything like that. I feel like a lot of people have tried this. And like I said, and don't get me wrong, I know there's a lot of things that take a lot of people out of anime or out of manga. Do not get me wrong. I know the fan service. I know the weird ass ages that they start off these characters with the fan service. I understand a lot of these things, which are also justifiable. Not me saying that I don't like. Not me saying that like that's crazy. No, it's justifiably so. I understand why a lot of people don't get into anime, or why a lot of people don't watch anime, or why a lot of people don't read manga, or why a lot of people can't morally accept it, right? And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. My whole goal is to open the eyes of people who, one, maybe are interested, or two, to just kind of reassure people who have this deep love for something that I'm like loving a lot, to reassure them that like what you like, and of course if you're an adult or something, like you should probably already feel like this, but if you don't, what you like isn't kids play. What you like isn't child's play. There's nothing wrong with it. Now, me personally, I'm not. I know. Me saying that makes it sound like maybe I had an experience like that in real life where people were like, "Oh, you still like anime." I've never really been ashamed to admit that I liked anime, even when like the fucking getting bullied for liking anime or being one of the people calling you like so you're a little hentai watcher. Because I've always been open with people and be like, bro, I don't watch hentai. I haven't watched hentai. Like I have not sat there and fucking gooned to that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like I do want to shed light on that. But on the other half is I want to nerd out about it and fan out about it, because at the end of the day, like, I want to show people what I genuinely liked about it. Like, for example, I recently read, I can't remember the name, so I'm gonna put the name right here. And then I recently just watched I think it's called Tojima Wants to Become a Kamen Rider. Now, yes, while Tojima Wants to Become a Kamen Rider isn't a very, very, as of right now, it only has 2 episodes. I finished the first episode. I haven't watched the second one yet. I'm gonna watch the second one today after work. But yes, while it's not a very like deep like anime at all, like it doesn't have a deeper meaning as of right now from what I could see, but it is a fun watch, and for that reason it's an 8 out of 10 for me so far. It is a fun watch. It is one of those watches where I feel like if you just like comedic animes or animes with like slight little life lessons, because if there is a life lesson in it, and what I would believe would be the life lesson so far is that, like, because the main character is 40. Now I know a lot of people automatically probably can't relate to a nigga being 40 years old, right? But the main character is 40, and if y'all don't know what Kamen Rider is, I'm gonna try my best to explain it. But if I can't, then like post editing or something, I'll just put like a little I don't want to do a wiki because wiki isn't always accurate, but I will do a little wiki, just this one time. But Kamen Rider, if I do my best explaining it, then it won't be one. Kamen Rider though is like, think about Power Rangers, but it being solo and it being very, very serious. So think about the main Ranger, maybe like the Red Ranger or whatever, being the only Ranger, and it's super, super serious, has heavy, deep topics and stuff like that. Yes, while it still does look childish, because I'm pretty sure Kamen Rider is part of the Super Sentai like franchise. Um, it is from most part from what I've heard and seen. It is a good show. Um, but he wants to be a Kamen Rider, and that basically he just wants to fight off evil and be good in the world. And like I said, if there is any life lessons, one of the life lessons I feel like you could take from this anime is always be yourself no matter what. It's never, no matter the age, is in a very dramatized way, of course, in an exaggerated way, of course. It's never weird to be authentically yourself no matter what or who you are. But also, I think the other life lesson could be don't let anything steal your joy. Like, whoever you believe you are, that's you, right? Now, obviously, in a realistic sense, you wouldn't want to be so obnoxious. Like, if you think of yourself as an anime character, right? You wouldn't want to walk around life so obnoxiously thinking that you're an anime character. Not because, obviously, it's weird or anything, but it's just because the sad truth of reality is no one can walk around thinking that, or overly acting out that, if that makes sense. And then, but the manga I've been reading, because I wanted to switch a pace, because I read a lot of shonen, I read a lot of seinen, so I read a lot of heavy stuff, and if it's not heavy, then it's very action filled stuff with probably heavy topics, right? My fault. But that manga right now, right there. Now the main character is 27. Another thing that a lot of younger people you probably won't relate to. Now I'm 21, so I'm not sitting there saying like I'm up there, but the manga follows this character named Hero. We just gonna call him by his nickname. I'll put his actual name right here. But it follows Hero and then his 18-year-old cousin Natsumi, who is a freshman in art school. Now, the art school thing really intrigued me just due to the fact that I'm beginning art and everything like that. Now, obviously, in this manga, she's had like years of practice. She's already fucking working on a manga. So, like, she's obviously been doing this, without it being said, she's been doing this for a long time. Well, it is said in later chapters that she has been doing this for a long time. But this manga is more of a slice of life, and it's making me look at life a little differently, and not in a bad way, in a good way. Hero is he has a very free spirit, like a very carefree, not free spirit, carefree attitude to life. Mind you, he's 27 single, and hasn't had a girlfriend in a long time. I don't think he's never had a girlfriend. I think it stated that he just hasn't had one in a long time. But one thing, slight spoiler, and one thing that kind of, and I'm sorry that y'all have this angle, which is that holding that phone up like that, dog, oh my gosh. One thing that stood out to me, slight spoiler, is when his cousin had asked him, is there anything you ever worry about? And his simple answer was no. Right? He was like, no. And obviously, as like 27, you have no fucking worry. Like 27, you have no worries. And I'm not saying like some bullshit like, oh, wife, kids, but you're 27 and you have no worries. Because if you look at the legitimate factor, I guess, of it, or the legitimacy of it, like, yes, he is 27, no girlfriend, no kids. So, like, other factors that probably would worry people in real life doesn't apply here. But I think it's going to dive into something like that. Maybe not the kids, maybe the romantic aspect, yes, but maybe not the children. I don't know yet. Don't spoil you me. But he's like, no. And she's kind of like, how? And if it, I'm not, it's not a direct quote, so I don't, or exact quote, I can't remember, but I'll probably throw up a little, thing right here. Um, he basically says, because like, why worry about things that you can't control, and that resonated with me a lot. Because I personally do worry about a lot of things that I can't control, and then even then, when I can control it, I worry about it so much to where sometimes the worry overshadows the endless outcomes I can do to, stop the worry, right? Um, and I feel like it's a read that people definitely should pick up. But back to what I was saying, just like how I explained those things to y'all, I thoroughly enjoyed that, even though I didn't give a deep, analysis of it. I didn't do a character breakdown. I didn't do a, but then, like I said again, it's a battle between two worlds, right? It's a crazy dilemma because I genuinely do want people to see manga as literature. It's not because like I feel like people, like I said, it has nothing to do with childish. It has everything to do with the fact that I feel like in order for manga or for I want to say, I don't want to say this in a way where it sounds as if solely me, right? Because no, it takes a hand, well, obviously more than a handful, but it takes a lot of people to get something out of there for a change. But for people who want to say like it's nothing but a bunch of shonen slop or whatever out there, I feel like if you feel like that, and this may seem very narrow minded, I feel like if you feel like that, it's because all you read is shonen and all you consume is a thing that is comfort that comforts you. But also, heavy shonen is being pushed out to the world when there are stories out there that it, it, I don't want to dramatize and say life changing, but there are stories out there that can be just as good as a regular book. Now, don't get me wrong. I love a book from time to time. If y'all don't know, but I think I've said this in one of my videos and one of my Soul Eater review videos. I love philosophy. Philosophy has always been one of my favorite subjects. The human mind and its belief systems and the way how it works intrigues me a lot. But because I love philosophy so much, everything I look at in life, I'm not saying I'm looking at it for meaning because, like I said, Tojima wants to become a Kamen Rider. I don't think that there's a big, general, deep meaning in that series. It may be, though. It may be. Right now, it's only 2 episodes, and I have not read the manga or whatever it's based off. I don't know if it's a manhwa. I'm guessing, though, manga because Tojima is a Japanese name. Um so but I haven't read anything about it. I haven't, spoiled myself or anything like that. So I don't know if it becomes something deeper. And sometimes, majority of the time, most anime has deeper meanings no matter how lighthearted they may be. So it more than likely probably is going to have some form of a deep meaning. But if it doesn't, this just further my point more that like something can be art, right? It's art is great. And it doesn't need to be heavily critiqued, right? It doesn't need a heavy character analysis. Now, you could give a character analysis on Tojima and say that like he doesn't like reality. He uses this as a way to escape reality. This is his form of escapism. He's very uh like you I wouldn't say nihilistic. You can say optimistic. You can say he is because he's not stoic. Like you can throw a lot of these big philosophical words that a lot of people probably don't even know the fucking meaning to for real. In there, but personally, um, I don't think you have to, right? So with that being said, I am making a decision because I do have the volume 4 review in my camera roll of Soul Eater. And it's been sitting there because I've been contemplating. I'm like, because I did write down some little notes, right? I reread it. I wrote down some little notes so I wouldn't really forget. And but I was just sitting there and I'm just thinking while it's sitting in my, camera roll and everything, do I really want my videos to be structured like that? Right? Like I do want a sense of relatability to my videos. I do want you guys to know that like I'm just like y'all, right? I love anime, I love manga, I nerd out about it. I'm trying to catch up on the latest anime new bro, y'all. Fucking Kingdom is getting a reprint. It's getting it's getting technically you would say reprinted, but it's getting an English release. It's getting an English release, and I'm super excited for it. If y'all don't know, I've been watching Kingdom. Kingdom, I'm not gonna sit here and say it's the greatest anime of all time, but if people were to say it was or greatest manga, greatest series of all time, I wouldn't fucking combat that. It's up there. It's up there. It's a great series. Now, obviously, if you don't like history, and I really personally do not like history like that, but it is a very dramatized and loosely based history of Chinese history, but are loosely based on Chinese history. What the fuck did I say earlier? Don't even know. But it's still good, right? And yes, it's a lot to remember and shit like that, but I am so excited for the English release. Best believe, because I'm gonna pre-order that shit when with my next fucking check, because it's not released in America yet. It comes out, it releases in November 11th. If I'm not, I on Amazon it says that it may already be released, probably from other companies. I don't know, but on Amazon it says November 11th. So that's what I'm going with. It drops November 11th. If not, then I'll put it right here where like it actually releases. Or the time it does. But like I want it to be a relatable thing. I don't want it to be a super heavy thing. So with that being said, I may not make it very in depth when it comes out to these reviews, because I do like the fact of just turning on the camera and not on some like, oh, because this shit is easier and it fucking my fault. Not on some like, oh, because this shit is easier and it uh gets me the quick views and everything like that. Like, no, nothing like that. It's simply for the fact of I like just sitting here and talking, and as if like I'm talking to one of my close. Yes, I refer to y'all as my classmates or whatever, but that's just because of filling the character role of being a sensei, right? Outside of that, though, it's like talking to the friends, talking to the gang, talking to the squad, talking to my clique. It's like, because I do want y'all to know that like I thoroughly enjoy this shit, and I'm not just, and not every anime has to be super serious. One unpopular opinion that y'all might be finna hate, and I'm not gonna end it off right here though, because I know that's crazy. That's crazy. One unpopular opinion though that I think y'all may not like though, the Demon Slayer movie, I did not like it that much. I did not like it that much. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it's okay. It was a 7 out of 10 movie for me. The fighting was nice. I just felt like it had the most dragging story ever. And I understand Demon Slayer, Kimetsu, no backstory. I understand that it specializes in the we gonna make you feel bad for the enemy before they die type shit. But they low-key dragged this shit out a little too long. You know, and I know some people may not feel like that's a fair criticism, because it's like, well, if you watch Demon Slayer and you know that, then like why would that take away from it? But I feel like, especially with in a little and spoiler, big spoiler. So skip to here when I'm gonna put a timestamp. Skip to here. Big spoiler again. When Aquaza is, you know what I'm saying, and they give him that big ass bro, that long ass fucking back, bro. You learn, bro. That shit might as well just been called Demon Slayer Infinite Aquaza. Because why the fuck? Bro, the last half of the movie was just this nigga at backstory. I mean, yeah, obviously it was the fights and shit, Giyu and Tanjiro fighting him and everything. But even throughout them fights, this nigga was having a fucking a cry. What is this? Oh my, no. Like, I remember when you was complicated on some Kendrick screaming in your head shit. Like, I'm like, bro, God, hey. And on top of that, I'm thinking like we gonna see more demons. Besides the two that we seen, Aquaza and I forgot other buddy name, but the one with the blood spot on his head, right? I'm thinking we're gonna see some more demons. No, bro, the movie. Anyways, anyways, yeah, I didn't really like it. I didn't really like it. I'm telling y'all right now, my homie tried to talk me into it. And he's like, bro, when the third movie come out, bro, we gotta watch. I promise you, it's gonna be different when the third movie. Man, fuck no. I'm watching the third movie when it release on Crunchyroll. If it do, if not, allegedly, I'm gonna watch it on some site that probably you shouldn't be having anime on it, right? Allegedly. So like, bruh, fuck no. That shit just made me not want to go back and watch no other Demon Slayer movie. And I would even say that y'all may hate me for this, but I'd even say I like Mugen Train better than Infinite Castle. And Mugen Train had backstory too. But I like Mugen Train more than Infinite Castle. If I gotta be real with y'all. But that video probably is gonna be a video of itself in itself, and I know people are gonna hate me. And when I post this shit on, I know when I post this shit on TikTok, it's probably gonna be a buzz that I don't want to deal with, but I'm gonna have to deal with it if I'm gonna speak my mind on it. But yeah, and also I do have a Tower Dungeon script. I actually have a whole script, and the funny thing is I have not recorded that yet. Dang, I'm sorry. Like I said, y'all, I'm getting sick. I'm getting a little cold. Tower Dungeon review still will be there. I haven't read News Exorcist 2 yet. What other manga did I say I was supposed to read for y'all? After God, I did finish After God manga volume 1. I actually do fuck with After God. It's an 8 out of 10. But it's a hard ass because I even was writing a script on it right now, and it's not fully complete, and I'm not gonna probably complete it because, like I said, I'm gonna like more fan out with you guys. But it's a complicated story to explain. And not complicated in its like it has like these complexities in like nature versus human or religion versus like not anything like that, but it's like one of those things where like it got a lot. Like the first volume did a lot of like world our character building and all this other shit and kind of like informing you of the world and everything like that. So it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to put in one video. But yeah. I just wanted to let you guys know that I have not forgot about the channel. I haven't forgot about the channel. I have not gave up on the channel. I've just been really contemplating and focusing on art for the most part. I do want to get back to the channel soon. I do want to really get back to the channel soon. But I just give me a little bit more time, y'all, and I promise y'all, it's gonna be videos. It's gonna be videos. I'm not gonna say coming out of at the floodgates, but it will be videos. But again, y'all, man, I love y'all, bro. I really do love y'all because for the potential career that could come out of this, without you guys, I would not be anywhere. Without you guys, I wouldn't be in the positions that I'm in. I wouldn't be able to have my own future anime. I wouldn't be able to have my own. I probably wouldn't be able to help, have my own future. Like the stuff that I'm going to do, the stuff that I want to do with this anime and manga shit, with this channel, with the thing that I want this channel to project me into. I do thank you guys, because without you guys, I would not be there. And that means so much more to me than anything that I've ever done. I'm not saying that means more to me than like people in my actual life or anything like that. No, but it does mean so much more to me than anything I've ever done, because you guys didn't have to believe in this channel. You guys didn't have to fan out and nerd out with me. You guys could have just kept scrolling, kept watching the video. And I know I'm putting this in a 30-minute video, and probably years on down the road when people want to check the old videos out, they'll see this shit. But just a testament in time, a statement in time, to let you guys know that I've always been grateful, and never think it's the numbers that makes me extra grateful. It's not the numbers at all. It's the fact that I find like-minded people. It's the fact that I can show the world, because essentially that's what I want to do. I want to show the world that this medium called manga, this medium called anime, can be taken serious. And if you want the 17-year-olds to get took out of there, or if you want anime or something that is more mature animated, I want to be the voice for you guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. I want to be the voice. I want to be the nigga that's sending up in the rooms and being like, hey bro, look, we gonna need some more. A little fan service is cool, but if you want to do fan service, we gonna need some more adults in this bitch. We gonna need some more grown-ups. We gonna need, let's try to make people feel more comfortable. Like, understand, I want to do big things. I want to do big things. So, but again, I love you guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe is always optional. Never forced. And yeah, class is dismissed.